What's up, guys? We're back with another one. I'm your host, the Restaurant Mentor. We're over here with Brody
Yo, what's good?
and Julian.
What's up, man?
You know, last week we had a great banger, but due to some unforeseen circumstances, we were unable to release it, so we're going to drop 2 gems this week. But the first topic, which is near and dear to my heart, is shit show Sundays. Why is it that every time you're in a motherfucking restaurant, shit is always going sideways? Brody, what you think is up with that, man?
I mean, honestly, once it comes to Sundays, most places get their orders in about Monday through Wednesday. So once it comes to Sundays, you're running out of shit. Everybody's tired from working the whole week. Nobody wants to hear anything. You get 86, 86, 86, and that's not a number you want to hear as a server, just because that messes with your money, honestly.
You know, you got a point. It does mess with your money, but let me be honest. I fucking hate when you tell a server 86 and then they ring in the same motherfucking shit. Anyways, 10 motherfucking times I just said 86, 86. Nobody told me.
And I'm telling you right now, I do that a lot. But that's simply because I'm working. I'm not listening. I'm working. You know, I'm worried about my tables because they're the ones that's going to provide me with the most amount of money. So I'm not really listening all that much, you know, and you know, it's like the game of telephone when it comes to the 86.
Yeah, true.
Once it gets around, you know, nobody knows what's really 86 anymore because one person got told, it got to the next person, now they forgot, oh, what got 86? Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. You never know.
Yeah. You never know. What about you, Julian? What is your favorite part of the shit show Sunday?
You know, sometimes I do forget I work at a restaurant because why are people actually coming in? You know, I'll be
explain.
10 minutes into my quote unquote break. Before I know it, I'll have to get up. Somebody's at the door. You know, every single time. Can I get sat for this? Can I get sat for this? Every single time, like, go home. People don't cook no more, nothing. Lord, man.
Oh man, I know. Blame the patrons coming out to pay you about why they're coming out in the first place. Is that really all shit show Sundays? When I think of shit show Sunday, I think of utter chaos. And what's crazy about it is, I don't care where you work. It seems like it's only Sundays that are like that. Like, you can have bad days throughout the week, and those are usually the one-offs. You usually don't have crazy, terrible Fridays or Tuesday afternoons. Yeah. It can happen, but it's rare. But it's like Sunday, no matter how much you're prepared for, no matter how much you staff for, no matter how many people are in the section, how many zone buddies you got, it seems like whatever can go wrong will go wrong.
I feel like Sunday is like the king of consistency. I've never had a day like Saturday. Like, I've had Saturdays, Fridays, they're never too consistent. Sometimes they might be slow. But Sundays, those are those types of days. Every single time, without fail. At 12 o'clock, families coming in from church. The same people at church who was just praying out here cursing the server out. You know,
well,
it just don't make no sense to me, man.
But I tell you what, man, them church folks seem to be some of the nastiest people when they come into the restaurant. That's like, I want to give honor to God, who's the head of my life. Fuck you! Like, oh man,
where was my food cold, bro?
Where happened to Jesus?
I mean, it's honestly crazy because they act like they gave all their money to tithing, so now they don't have any money for the tip. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, mm-hmm.
And I understand, you know, the money goes to the Lord, but you know, save a little for me. Exactly. Save just a little bit for me.
No,
I mean, does it though? Because that seemed like the $1 bill, the only thing that go to the church. So, seemed like,
man, you be surprised. Word around the street is they giving thousands to the churches, man.
Hey, churches are great organizations, you know. But I'm out here working for my money too. It would be nice if you could help a brother out.
My pastor rides in a Rolls Royce, so I
It's a shame. You know what? I ain't gonna cap. We're not trying to offend the woke crowd out there.
Yeah, back to the topic.
I do believe in the Lord Almighty. But the crazy thing is, the comparison is why are they some of the worst people that come in on an already stressful day when you're running out of everything, you're out of this, you're out of that, tempers are flaring. I mean, I can't say how many times I've seen cooks go outside, fight, come back in. Then you got to deal with the drama from that. Servers are cackling in the front. I mean, shit show Sunday. I mean, it is what it is.
It's always something.
Have you guys the audience, have you guys ever experienced a crazy experience? Like, comment in the chat what those crazy experiences are. We definitely want to hear about it. But moving on, like, Shit Show Sunday comes with its own deluge of betrayal, conspiracy, backstabbing. I mean, as a matter of fact, one of my favorite backstabbings was the girl that two-pieced her boyfriend in the restaurant.
What are you talking about, bro?
I had a server two-piece her boyfriend in the restaurant, sitting next to another server in front of guests because we ran out of chicken tenders. What is going on? What is going on with the world?
I think I did that one time.
We're gonna pray. We're gonna pray for you. No, So here, she got mad because he was sitting down talking to another girl. He was eating.
They work together.
Yes, he was eating the last tenders that we had in the building that she rang in for guests. So she got mad that he was eating the last tenders and talking to this girl. So she decided that she was just gonna turn around, cuss her out in the middle of the dining room while guests are sitting right next to them, and then turned to him and said, "Oh, I got something for you," and proceeded to give him the 1-2 punch coded combo in the middle of the dining room. Can you imagine the look on the guest's face? No, you can't. They were cheering it on. Like, this is like Shit Show Sundays, man.
I've had some crazy stories, man. I've had a couple times. There's this one particular party that comes in. Sometimes it'll be 5 of them, 5 or so, maybe, 7. One time they came in with 26 people. I kid you not. When I saw that, I said, ain't no way. First, they wanted to sit outside. We're like, okay, we set up a table. Oh, no. We're going to sit inside. And they start moving the tables themselves. I've never seen this shit a day in my life. Never.
People trying to make themselves at home.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Feet up, everything. Talking about, hey, Roger, come get the table. Come get the big table, man. I'm sitting here like, I've never seen these people, black people, move like this ever in my life, man.
Hey, you know what? We got a little something for everything.
Yeah.
A little something for everything that we do. You go to the cookout, we're doing something crazy. Go to the restaurant, we're doing something crazy. Go to Popeye, somebody's getting stabbed over a chicken sandwich. I mean,
They wasn't playing back then, man.
Bro.
I mean,
Serious.
honestly, though, to me, when it comes to Sundays, the hardest position to have in the restaurant has to be management.
It has to be.
I think
my
as somebody
position-
that has worked in management, you have to deal with everything.
Say a word, preacher.
You're dealing with the cook calling out. You're dealing with the cook getting mad because things are missing. You're dealing with the servers getting mad because things are missing. And guess who has to fix that? You. So you're running out the restaurant depot. You're talking to customers, trying to figure out what's going on. How can we fix this? How can we make this better? It's a very, very tough position when it comes to Sundays. And honestly, I just want to give a clap for all of our managers out there because it's a very hard position to hold.
You earned it. Hey, you know what? And piggybacking off of that, I would say one of the worst things for a manager is not the fact that you do have all those things that you mentioned, because you understand, and as you get better with the position, you understand how to maneuver in those circumstances. But what absolutely gets annoying is when your staff is constantly bombarding you with things that they can fix for themselves.
Right.
You don't have to come to me every time a straw falls on the floor. What do you want me to do? Pick it up. Why are you asking me? Like it's those things. Oh, we're out of this. What should I do? Go refill it.
Exactly.
Why are you stopping me to ask me 40 million things for a solution when you can solve it? So I start telling people, your emergency doesn't necessitate my immediate response. Because just because it's your emergency doesn't mean that it's mine. You don't know what I got going on, what I got to prioritize. Right. So if there's an issue, yeah, bring it up. But Sundays, I would say Sundays, because it's so chaotic, and then Mondays, the slowest day of the week, just because nobody wants to work on Monday because there's no money to be made. It's one of the slowest days of the week. Inventory's going on. Everybody acts brand new and forgets like what they got going on. So what should be a quote unquote mental health day turns into a nightmare, just like a shit show Sunday from management standpoint.
Yeah, and I honestly, piggybacking off of that, I completely understand that just because you go through a completely stressful Monday, and for most restaurants, a completely stressful Sunday, and for most restaurants, Mondays are going to be your admin day. That's when you get payroll done. That's when you get schedules figured out. That's when you start doing everything that you need to do as a manager in order to get ready for the week.
Facts.
So coming off a day like Sunday into Monday is a very, very hard predicament to put yourself into. And honestly, Sundays are hard too because you want to figure out everything that you're doing for Monday, but you can't because it's a shit show.
Exactly, absolutely.
Okay, so let's go back to that though. Like honestly, like we were in jest earlier talking about shit show Sunday. You heard a little bit of the stories, but do you think that employees make Sundays worse than what they have to be? Like let's admit that Sundays across the board are just tough days to work, period.
Of course.
But do you think one group, one position makes it more difficult than the others, or is one position more likely to stress out and then cause a snowball effect?
Definitely.
Honestly, in my opinion, yes. And for what I'd have to say, it's easier to deal with a server than it is to deal with somebody in the kitchen. And that's just my personal opinion, just because, usually it's a lot easier to mold somebody that's a server than it is to mold somebody that's in a kitchen.
Is that because it's an individual money standpoint, or?
No, that's more so focused on the fact that most people in the kitchen are a lot older than the people that are serving. They're a lot
That's
older.
true.
They're a lot more experienced, so they have a lot more to say. They have a lot more to feel. Versus the servers, they just want a direction. You give them a direction, they're going to follow. And if they don't understand the game. And that's just true.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you want to make them more money because you want more sales in your bottom line.
Yeah.
That's all it's about. In a restaurant, this is how it works. Server does well. They make more money. More guests come in because the server did well. Because that is our representation of our restaurant. Therefore, our kitchen makes more money. Our managers make more money because we're making more business. So, in hindsight, the servers are really who you need to keep happy as well. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel.
But in the moment, the kitchen staff is you're saying the kitchen staff is the staff that could really snowball and compound on top of everything first.
Correct. Because kitchen times, no matter how good of a server you have, a kitchen time on a plate can completely disrupt that entire moment. Completely. So
what do you say to all the cooks out there that are like, yeah, well, why don't you come back here and cook then? You see, I got all these 36 orders, and let's be real. If they got 15 orders on the screen, they're gonna start with the first one.
Right.
If you're 10 down, what's your rule of thumb before you start bombarding the kitchen with, hey, where's this?
I'm a very observative person, so in my personal opinion, it's just communication. That's the biggest thing that I've seen in a lot of restaurants is kitchen communication kind of sucks. So therefore, they're getting mad at you because you want something on the hop, but they never communicated something back to you. Right. And it's understandable as a server. Hey, you got a million things going on. You got to-go food. You got my food. You got the food before that. And it's not always on you. But communication goes a long way in every single...
Just acknowledge you hear me.
Yeah, in every single relationship.
Yeah.
I think personally, I do agree with what you're saying, but also I feel like it's way harder to communicate with the servers than it is the kitchen. Somebody as a host, I don't really deal with the kitchen as much, but you have to realize explaining constantly. Let's say 5 people come in and it's somebody's turn, or they see it's somebody's turn, and they request to sit somewhere else. Just being able to explain it to somebody like a server, they're going to freak out. Oh, why am I not making this much money? Oh, why am I this? It all comes down to their emotions. And it's like, if you have a pack of wolves, which would be better? A pack or just them split up? The servers, teamwork is everything at the end of the day. If you do not have a good communication, a good basis of teamwork, you're not going to get anything done. Especially, that's why I think Sundays are so hectic. Because I feel like everybody's out for themselves. Instead of, coming together, hey, let's get this done. Hey, let's get this done, They're all Oh, can I get my stuff? Oh, can I? That's what the kitchen has a problem with a lot of the time, because I've seen it before. The kitchen will be 15 orders back. Oh, where's my appetizers? Oh, I requested it 15 minutes ago. Oh, I did this. All it takes is teamwork. As long as somebody is there, somebody, a leader, a manager, and I understand the manager definitely has the hardest job, because imagine having 15 people on the wait, then having to go to the kitchen, having to help to go, having, run the front line, whatever it is, I'm not a manager, but I've seen it all,
and what you guys are saying, I mean, it makes sense. It is what actually happens in most restaurants. I think the hardest part is acknowledging, from a leadership standpoint, sometimes you're just not that good of a leader.
Yeah.
Because there are some leaders that walk into the building that just have it, that can make a shift run smooth. Yeah. Even a shit show Sunday will be a little less shitty. It's still going to be a shit show, but it'll be a little less shitty. And then you have those managers that make a 2-alarm fire into a full, that dumpster fire just turned into a full-on, the building's on fire, what are we going to do?
I've seen it happen, man.
And that really has to how you get your team together. Right. And at the end of the day, that comes with people. Sometimes your staff fucks with you. Sometimes they're like, fuck you.
Exactly. Well, I mean, let's talk about both points. As a server, let's put this into, regular terms. A server's going to look at the restaurant like a mall. And each server has a kiosk.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we don't have to pay the mall. The mall does pay us, but a very, very small amount.
Right.
Most of the money is coming from all the customers that we're bringing to our kiosk. So every single little thing that goes into the restaurant, in order for us to make our money, we are hyper-focused into. Because that's what matters to us. Mm-hmm. There is 1,000 different things that happen in a restaurant that don't happen to us. But as a server, when you look at, hey, my tips are the only thing that are going to get me through this month. That's how I'm going to pay my rent. That's how I'm going to get my daughter diapers.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it becomes a very big deal, and why it might be a little bit harder to talk to servers about their money. Because at the end of the day, you got your managers, you got your cooks, you got your hostess, and what do? They're going to get an hourly pay. Whether they fuck up or not, they're going to get an hourly pay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Now, when I fuck up, I'm getting less on my tip. And so that's where a lot of the, where it's hard to talk to a server when it comes to those type of things and all that deal. That's the problem with it, is because it messes with our money, because we have no choice but to make those tips.
So what do you say to those managers that go out there and say it's the law of averages? Because what I've seen over the years is this, all things being equal, this one person stiffed you. It always comes back to you. So are you saying that from a standpoint of when cooks or this person doesn't care about a mistake that's being made because it's directly affecting your money? Or are you saying, the guests are messing with my money?
Well, no. What I'm saying is like, simply, if you do get that stiff tip, is it because of service or is it because of the kitchen? Because when you look at a restaurant, the server is going to be your representative.
True.
So making sure that your server is set up for success is very important, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And like I said, I do think it's teamwork. Because at the end of the day, if you really want a restaurant to be successful, you have to have everybody on the same page. You can't have somebody coming in for a shift, oh, as long as I do my job, I'll be fine. No, you have to think about it. If everybody wants more money, that could eventually lead to, everybody doing well, maybe a raise in the future. You have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to organize everything. If a cook comes in, oh, let me just do my job, not listening to the servers, not getting everything on key. I've seen plates for 10 parties get messed up before. Food messed up, all in the wrong order, sides on something, whatever it is. They can always be something wrong. It'll be the server putting in something wrong or not communicating, hey, this is what I specifically want on whatnot. As long as, and this is why I think the manager is so important. If you do not have a manager, Nobody is gonna fix anything for you. The servers can't do it because sometimes they can't ever get on the same page, or the back of the line, whatever it is. And yeah, I just think everybody just has to step up to be able to realize, hey, if we all want to make more money, we really do have to step up.
Tell me if you guys do this, because I know when I used to serve, I used to. If I was in a really good flow, and then I got to a table, because you know you're gonna have at least one bad table.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're gonna have more, but you know you're gonna at least have one bad table. And I got to that point in my night where I'm just with this table that I can't please. I chalk it up to the birds. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do what it do. I'm gonna go ahead and just let this table crash and burn.
Right.
I know they already hate me. They don't want to deal with me no more. They're probably gonna call a manager. I'm gonna give them minimal attention, and then because I don't want the rest of my tables to suffer. And when I get another customer in there, it's a brand new opportunity for me to start over again, as opposed to, oh, I can't quite catch up with this one. Now my other 4 tables are suffering. I mean, maybe that's not the best approach, but I take the amputee type approach. I'd rather just cut that off.
Me personally, I do think I've seen it happen before, exactly what you're talking about, but I feel like it's always best to just try. I've seen parties who don't like their servers, or they'll be like, hey, something's wrong, but they'll leave like a $20 tip on a 1-person tab. It happens, I think everybody should just try. Do prioritize something that you know will be best for the company, or the business, whatever.
I mean, yeah, we also have to be real too.
Yeah.
Every guest that comes through the building is not a terrible human being, and sometimes we get overwhelmed, and sometimes we take it out on the guests. I mean, let's be real. You might have just had a really bad guest prior to, and so your next table, you might not have said anything, but your face is saying everything. And that makes people uncomfortable. And next thing you know, now you got stiffed by, Joe Schmo. You knew you were going to have an issue with. Yeah. And now you're not getting anything from this person, but you think, oh, why are they not tipping? Well, you got a stank face.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, and that's a very big thing, because attitude is everything, Exactly. And as a server, you cannot wear your heart on your sleeve at all.
Can't.
I mean, we as servers are some of the best actors on the planet. You can't put us in Hollywood and make us any better.
The facts.
We deal with people every single day, and we have to adjust to a different personality at each table. And that's simply, a very big thing to serving.
You know something? That's a very valid point.
Yeah.
And real quick, there was a table coming from a wedding. And I'm thinking maybe it was like a wedding rehearsal.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to do my thing and take care of the guests. Oh, wow, you guys look real lovely today. Who's getting married? I didn't know that she got left at the altar.
Oh.
So,
wow.
So that
shit showed itself.
Oh my God.
That was difficult. Naturally, they wanted to speak to my manager. They were very upset. How could I be so inconsiderate? And all I did was make an observation. I was trying to engage. I was trying to connect. I saw everybody was dressed to the nines. So you either went to church, funeral, or wedding. It was that kind of attire. So I went with the more jovial version. And apparently, it might as well have been a funeral. With the look on their face, the dad, you could tell the dad was pissed, because he had to pay for the food. So, like, he was like, you know what, this is a shit day. I'm going to take my family out. Like, and I'm over, coming from a wedding. So they called my manager over. The manager had to comp the whole table, $230-something worth of food. Just because I said, you look like you're going to a wedding. You look really, really nice. Yeah.
Why is your first instinct after getting left at the altar go to a restaurant?
I guess they were just eating their feelings. I don't know.
I mean, for me, honestly, as a server, that's why I just don't assume anything. I need you to tell me it's your birthday. You can tell me that you had a wedding just now, just because there's certain things that you can read on people's faces at times that it's like, hey, I'm gonna wait for them.
Yeah. Some lessons are harder to learn than others. And I learned that one the hard way. And ever since then, that's the exact approach I've adopted, because not everybody wants to talk about everything. You know, I've had people want to talk to me literally about their entire life story, and you got to try to figure out how to walk away from them without making them feel like I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, shout out to the bartender, because that is a bartender's life. It's the same thing as a hairdresser, same thing as a nail technician. You are going to learn that person like the back of your hand for no good reason at all. And it's kind of fun, in my opinion. But at the same time, I got a lot of drinks to make, and also I got tables other than you,
Right.
you know? So I feel sorry for you, but I got to make this my time.
Yeah. You got to keep it pushing.
I've had an exact experience. Actually, it happened today. I was at work. This guy comes in. He's wearing a whole Lakers outfit. Mind you, why are you coming in with the whole Lakers outfit? Are you part of the team? You know, it just doesn't make sense. Comes in with a LeBron James Lakers jersey. Okay, cool. Oh, you're a LeBron fan. Nah, I hate LeBron. What? What are you talking about?
Make it make sense.
Exactly. And the whole day he was just looking at me weird. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not even
got
gonna
that.
say anything.
Yeah,
you got
that.
it, man.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you got to learn it the hard way, though.
I learned not to assume.
All right, folks. Well, I appreciate you stopping by today. We're the Restaurant Mentor. We're your hosts for the week on the 86'd Chronicles. We're going to wrap it up today. We got another exciting episode coming up for you on Sunday.
Yes.
Like, subscribe, and the comment below the things that you would like us to talk about. Everything restaurant, we already know what it is. Shit Show Sunday is one of them. What kind of days have you had? Are there any type of experiences that you had that are just crazy and went off? Let us know, and we might pick it, and that might be the topic we talk about in the next 86 Chronicle. Till next time, peace.
All right, y'all.